we're filming an internal ad for Vodafone. We are in the store here in London in Ealing Broadway, very early in the morning. We made an early start. We've all been up since about 3 or 4 this morning. About 6 to 9 months ago, we did an internal ad about the launch of a new way of doing business for the company. And this is a sequel to that. We've kind of gone pretty big, go big or go home, right? We're gonna be working for about 14 hours. We start here because we wanted to film before the store opens, but then we go out into the city. We're gonna be filming with lots of extras, filming different scenarios. So this is all about free and freeing up your TV with Vodafone.
It's really good to be here on set. It's interesting to see how much is getting set up behind me. It's quite an ambitious script to shoot all in one day. I'm coming back as Cliff to take on this next role. Always had a lot of fun working with the Globify guys.
I'm Sam, just kind of sorting out logistics for today. There's a lot of things that go on in a kind of a job of this nature that perhaps people might not realise about. So you have to think about, if you have a crew that's quite large, like we have here today with us, things like accommodation, like keeping people fed, watered, keeping people safe, getting people to destinations and set safely. So we've got 3 vans of us today. You have to kind of think about parking and access and locations.
There's a couple logistical challenges that we face when producing a job of this magnitude, especially when you're shooting out in public. One of them, obviously, is making sure we always have a permit in place for every single place that we want to film, which means working with city councils, risk assessments always in place.
We met up with the director, and that was really interesting because he had a completely different spin on it to the ideas that we had, and he added to it. It's a collaborative process. The sum of the parts is always greater than the individual.
So this is Jim, and he's our busker. We had a little bit of an issue just now where we were questioned over whether or not we had a permit, and luckily we did. So it was all okay, but they wanted to kind of shut down the filming until we were able to supply it, and I had it here in my handy notebook. Thank goodness. It's getting pretty busy right now. We're shooting out in the city, which means lots of public are walking around. We're trying to make sure we don't block the path and then deal with people who are wondering what we're doing, and it's getting exciting. Doesn't feel like we've been up for so many hours.
So mainly my responsibility has been props and making sure that if we have a sign that it looks pretty, it's in the right location.
Yeah, Missy, right now we're busy. We're just setting up the diner scene. Just came out of a hugging scene, and I got hugged a lot of times by a man much larger than me, which was an experience.
We just filmed out on the street in Ealing, right on the Broadway. As you can imagine, proper busy, like buses, vans, lorries, people, and we had to film across the street to a line of people giving some free hugs, and it took a while. That's maybe a bit of an understatement, but we got there in the end.
We've been using some pretty specialist kit today to get the kind of shots that you'll see in the final product. The camera takes now 2 people to operate it at a minimum, as well as a director and producer over the shoulder as well. All of that comes together at the end to create the really beautiful and cinematic shots that make the video stand out.
What I love about this team is, and I always try and help create an atmosphere like this, but I just think if you have fun and help project the right atmosphere, I think it makes the talent at ease and everyone has a laugh, and yeah, you get through it smiling. It's been a really successful shoot.